What's up, members of the Peter Griffin household? It's your host, the most troublesome Junction, back at it again with another review video. Now, my channel has definitely been very notorious for hating on Mattel, critiquing them from both their Thomas standpoint and their merchandise standpoint. I've just been giving them nothing but crap. But what if I were to tell you that Mattel has a tendency to just out of nowhere make some of the most fire merchandise that you've ever seen, and I've been collecting it for God knows how long. If you guys saw my 2-minute last video, I was going to stores buying the new Jurassic World Dominion merchandise, which wholeheartedly, if you are really into the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World property, go buy it. Support Mattel and show them, hey, you did good, have my money. But today we're actually going to be praising Mattel, and this is one of the things that I've wanted for God knows how long, but I could not find it for a good price. You might have seen on my Instagram stories where I'd be reposting things where I'd find it for a good price, but someone would beat me to the punch for one reason or another. But that is no more. I now have the freaking Colossal Carnotaurus, aka Toro, aka Toast. Thank you to our good beaver friend for that one. So yes, we're going to be talking about the Camp Cretaceous Carnotaurus, which is honestly an item that I've wanted for a very long time. I just think he looks great. There have been several iterations of the Carnotaurus that have been released. Most of the ones that have come out follow the look from Fallen Kingdom, which is the much more darker, grittier look. But this might be a little controversial, but I don't really like it. I much prefer this guy right here. You know, Camp Cretaceous, I think it is pretty solid for a, Netflix show. It's definitely different, but I do think it is quite fun. But the much more vibrant but still reptilian color scheme that it has, I'm really quite a fan of. So the thing about this line of the Colossal dinosaurs is that they're a little bit over 3 feet long. They're around 42, 41 inches. They're very huge, and honestly, they don't really do much of anything besides look very cool. They do have a couple of play features, which we will see later. But I think for right now, let's talk about the packaging. So I think it'd be a kind of a sin to not mention our good pal, Darius, Jamarius, Quangle Dangle, Quandel Dingle down here. Say what you want about him as a character. The whole, kind of vibe that they were going for with him initially being that, the happy, nerdy, overly eager kind of character. I'm gonna outright say it. I hate that character trope so much. The overly eager, emotional, happy guy. These two fuckers really ruin that for me. Every time these pussies start to cry, I want to hit my TV with a fucking hammer. But I don't think Darius necessarily falls into that category all the time. He has his moments, but he's nowhere near as bad as the other guys. Okay, on this side of the box, we have the one bitch with the phone, we have other bitch, we have rice gum. No, like dead ass, this guy is like literally just rice gum. It's kind of funny. And on this side, we have our good pal Fix-It Felix, and then that one bitch from Turning Red. What a colorful cast of characters. On the back of the box, it just gives a very big kind of display of what you get and what it looks like. The reason why it's surrounded by these tiny dinosaurs, it does tie into a play feature, as you can see right there, where you actually can feed the colossal dinosaurs, smaller dinosaurs, have them eat them, and then, it's just a cool little play feature. We'll get more into that later. But I think that's enough chit-chat about the box. Let's actually open this thing. I'm going to turn the camera around so we can get a better view of me just opening it and just showing kind of the cool, crazy process. So, let's get to it. So after a very quick realization, I kind of realized, damn, I'm kind of opening a giant fucking lizard. I don't think it's gonna fit on that table. So we're at this very unflattering angle of me just sitting on the ground here. And I am gonna open this box. The box is already kind of beat up from shipping alone. UPS can't take care of shit to save their lives. So I really don't feel as bad for opening it. Not to mention the fact I've been dying to get this guy displayed with my other dinosaurs. So let's honestly get into this. I can't wait any longer. We have tape, but who cares about tape now? We can just break the box. It's already fallen apart. It fell off. Say what Pyrocynical says. It fell off.
Yeah, no, she fell off.
Okay, so we have this first flap here. We're going to open it like this so you guys can actually see what's going on here. Okay, so it's just a series of flaps. Side is coming off. Okay. That sounded a lot worse than it needed to. Can't wait for unboxings to get taken out of context. Oh, well, I guess everything just kind of blew up here. Okay, now that we're getting him out of box, I think it'd be a sin not to refer to him as Toast. If you haven't seen this video right here discussing him, you know, I think it's kind of a sin not to refer to him as Toast. Oh, damn, it looks like there's... Okay, so I'm looking at the tail right here, and it looks like there's already signs of plastic fatigue, which, I don't know, it kind of sucks, but who knows. It's not like twist ties, it's like rope that's kind of like, you know, locked into place like this. It's kind of weird. I've seen this type of rope used before for like bigger play sets and toys, but never seen it locked in like this with these little teeth things. I don't know, it's a little weird. Give me the dinosaur. Oh, we have Toast. He's out. I'm gonna actually show the part with the plastic fatigue on the inside of this, his tail. It's like right there, if you can see right there on this side. Yeah, it's like plastic fatigue. It's gonna kind of bother me. I mean, it would bother me if it was like a lot more severe, but it really doesn't look too bad. All right, look at that neck swivel right there. It breaks the seam and the sculpt, but whatever. I still think that they did a very good job with what they were trying to go for here. You know, I'm actually gonna keep this back part. Like, I'm sorry, but for how long that I've been trying to get this son of a bitch, yeah, this is mine. I'm gonna fucking cut this out and frame it or something. Okay, and then here we have les feet. Here's one foot here, and we have the tail. Le tail, it fell off. Now, the thing about these tails, besides the T-Rex one, pretty much as soon as you plug this tail in, you can't take it out. It's just there forever. Which, I don't know. I think that the T-Rex had the best design, which I will bring in the T-Rex later to compare. Because I do take these things back and forth from my house to my college dorm because my little brother loves to see my dinosaurs. He loves to play around with them. And taking them back and forth, it'd be so much easier if the tails would be able to come off like they do on the T-Rex, but I don't know. On the other hand, it does make it so that if you do want to keep track of your stuff, it's very unlikely that it's going to fall out and break. So I don't know. I guess Mattel really had to pick their battles here. Do you want something that's solid and stationary for the kiddos, or do you want something that does have the element of convenience, even though I don't think it was that bad on the T-Rex? All right, so here, it just gives us a breakdown of how to assemble it and then how to play with it, but we're here to review this thing. We don't need that shit. I'm here for the. You got Papa Duck at the helm. You'll be fine. All right, so it looks like the turkey leg goes on here. Once this is in forever. This is a monumental moment here. You know, we're just gonna do a bunch of click series. And just like that, we have this goddamn bazooka of a dinosaur. Look at this. Okay, hold up. I'll actually reach over here and grab my tear. Look at this. I am Gubbins, decider of fates and consequences, damn it. Now that Toast Slims are permanently on here, let's talk about this big boy. Okay, so first of all, look at this battle damage on the snout right here. I think that is just so cool. Honestly, I love just the battle damage variants of the dinosaurs. Typically they are Walmart exclusive, which I pointed out in my last video. Don't really think that this guy was, though. I think he was just kind of, you know, you find him where the fuck you can get him. But honestly, look at the paint on that. It's like much more reflective than the rest of the body. The body has this nice matte finish. Like, it's such a good quality paint job, man. Like, I can't get over the fact that Mattel put so much damn work and effort into these things, but then they completely shit on the Thomas and Friends line. Now, I will wholeheartedly say it makes sense because this is just Mattel. Mattel is the one who has entire control, whereas the Thomas and Friends line is under the Fisher-Price division. So maybe it's just a Fisher-Price thing. Maybe they're under certain guidelines that really would affect, you know, their kind of image or whatever, or like maybe they have to work under making things kid-friendly because of their Fisher-Price line, whatever. I don't know what it is. But this right here is proof Mattel can make solid things. Look at this guy. And the best part here, you open the mouth, you can open up both the bottom jaw and the top jaw to really get that. And this actually does play into one of the features that I showed you guys in the back of the box, where you open the mouth up and then you take one of the smaller dinosaurs and you cram it in its throat, and then it comes down to here and Toast can shit it out. Just your butthole looks very unhealthy. You see, I don't have very many of the tinier dinosaurs because I'm much more into the big boys. So, to compensate, here's Spike Top from the Mario series. Get in there, down you go. And you open up the tummy flap and there he is, look at that. So that's that one feature. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cram a million pieces of toast down his throat. It's a very simple play feature, but I think it's very effective. And look at these little hands. Now, this is something where it's like, it's accurate, but man, I hate it on the actual dinosaur. These are the least intimidating claws I've ever fucking seen. You want to see some claws? Here's the big ass Indominus Rex right here. Those are some fucking slashers right there. You guys ever seen the Therizinosaurus? That thing's got some fucking X-Band shit going on. Hell, even the smaller Allosaurus, which is actually like one of my favorite dinosaurs, I love this thing, has much more intimidating claws than this guy. Honestly, it's not even a review at this point because they are accurate. This is just me roasting the fucking dinosaur. I'm so sorry, Toast. But hey, I guess to compensate for his little Teen Titans Go Robin baby hands, he does have these really nice looking horns. Look at these. Honestly, that face right there, just look at this guy. It just looks so good, man. I cannot get over both the sculpt and the paint job on this guy. It just looks fucking phenomenal. This thing's big. It doesn't have much articulation. You can move the legs up and down, as you can hear here. They do ratchet into place, so if you want to have them kind of bend down, you're on the back of the box. It says you grab both legs like this with one hand, and you use your other arms to, you know, lift them down and chomp, chomp, chomp. He eats other dinosaurs, shits them out. You know the drill. The tail right here, it just swivels back and forth, which I'm low-key indifferent towards this because, once again, bringing back the Allosaurus here, it has that nice 360 motion. You know, you can swivel it any way you want. It has free range everywhere. And then this can just go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm gonna get copyright struck now. I'm probably gonna get banned anyways, who cares? And then down here, it does have this little swivel point. But the thing about rotating parts on this, as you can see there, it breaks the sculpt up. So it's like, what's the point even, you know? I guess the best way to put it is the fact that I'm glad it's there. Like, you know, I think it is really cool that he can, like, swivel the head back and forth. But still, like, if you really get up close and personal, it'd be like, you know, it's really, the sculpt is getting broken up, but I'm honestly kind of okay with it. Because in the end of the day, if you want this to be a display piece, you sit it on there, maybe open the mouth up, boom, you have a really cool thing to display here. But then if you are a kid, you know, you want to have them look around or grab other toys and eat tiny Lego people or whatever, you can do that. And I think it's so cool too. One thing to point out, you know, I do got to mention this because of the recent Giganotosaurus that has been released. Painted toenails. Mattel, I love what you're doing here, but get back to painting these things, damn it. We don't need you cheaping out like the Thomas line. Honestly, it's such a nice piece, man. And as someone who does collect a lot of these guys, I think it's just such a cool thing. I think some of the things you guys want to see. So we have this guy. You guys want to see him next to the T-Rex? Well, boom, you got him next to the T-Rex. Oh, that's not enough? Oh, you want another comparison? Fuck it, we got the Indominus Rex here too. You want to see? Oh my gosh, it's hard to hold. You want to see the big boys? You got the big boys. Don't come near me or my children ever again. My college watches my videos. What are they gonna think of me? I will get a proper display of all these guys next to each other. Ignore the fact that the Indominus Rex has a broken tail. I know, got broken in storage, it happens. The Indominus Rex, yeah, it got broken, I know that. And that's actually one of the reasons why I was critiquing the tail so badly, is because stuff like that can happen. You know, the ball joint part itself is cool, but down here, not so much. All of that could have been avoided if the tail could have been much like the T-Rex here. So we have the T-Rex, and if you ever want to just take off the tail, it's literally as simple as this. Rotate, pull off. It uses this kind of thing now. It did have a little peg right here that would kind of lock it into place, but unfortunately my heavy-handed ass broke it. But even without it, you can just twist it on there and it's no big deal. Like that, boom, like this isn't gonna come off really easily, like you're fine. And that was one of the reasons why I put such heavy emphasis on that tail part of when you snap these guys together, you are just stuck with this giant punk of plastic. So if you don't have a lot of room, I don't know if I'd recommend these guys. They typically do make, now for example, as I showed you guys the T-Rex there, they do have the Colossal T-Rex, but they also do have a smaller variant of it. This is actually the new one from Dominion. You know, it's really cool, you know, opens mouth, swirling back and forth, makes noises. Love this guy. I love this guy to death, you know. It's so crazy, because when I saw the commercial for this, right, never have I felt that feeling of watching a commercial and saying, I want that. I watched that commercial for the Dominion merchandise, and it adamantly made me sit there and say, Mom, grab your keys. We're going to the store. Coming from me, who's so fucking cynical on everything, it was such a nice feeling to just feel like, damn, I want to go out of my way to get that. You know what I'm saying? It felt so good. I loved that toy commercial. You know, since this is a newer dinosaur, you know, the Dominion dinosaurs all have this. A lot of the newer dinosaurs actually have this little feature where part of the, you know, scales or the body comes up. You get this little DNA code, scan it into the, pretty much a game that just gives you fun little facts about the dinosaur. I love it to death, dude. That shit is so cool. So, but yeah, since this is, you know, a little bit older than those guys, it doesn't have that feature, but, you know, honestly, it is what it is. One thing about me and toy collecting is I love having giant things that when people come in to see my room and my collection, I want big things that people can look at and go, wow, that's a cool centerpiece. Like, wow, that's really cool. I have this skateboarding Michelangelo. You know, it was a remote controlled thing that belonged to my brother at one point. We loved the reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2010, 2011 era. You know, people will go in and look at my top shelf and say, damn, that's really cool. And I think for me, you know, collecting these dinosaurs is the same kind of energy. I want people to go into my room and say, damn, those are huge, those are cool, like, what, I want to get to know that guy. And that's what these things pretty much are. Retail price for these guys is like $70, but this guy, you can't really find him in stores. So, you know, finding him secondhand on eBay, I was able to get this guy for $40, which for me, that is a perfect price range because actually it's the same price as this T-Rex here. Love your Rexy, but, you know, this is definitely the better bargain. You know, I am going to turn the camera around and, you know, give some, you know, comparisons of him just kind of standing on the table with the other dinosaurs, you know, something kind of fun to look at. Honestly, though, I'm so happy with this guy. I still do have to find the Colossal version of Blue and then the Giganotosaurus. And I really want the Mosasaur. It's not, I don't think it's a Colossal version, but it's still really cool, very big. And I think having it with the Indominus Rex would just be very fitting if you haven't seen Jurassic World. 1, you should watch it. 2, spoiler alert, that motherfucker gets smirked. So I think that's enough, you know, crazy hoopla shenanigans. Let's turn the camera around and really see what this guy looks like with all my other dinosaurs. So I wanted to get one last display of just all of the dinosaurs together. I couldn't fit, of course, my entire collection on this itty-bitty Little Tykes table here. But for what I have here, this looks so cool. You know, like all of these dinosaurs just popping out. You got the big guys in the back. Well, I guess girls, but whatever. You know, big fellas in the back. You got all the little doodads down here. You mean, technically you're not a little doodad, but you know what I mean. Everything's just kind of jumping out. It, like, if I were to turn my phone, you know, the other way, I'm actually gonna, after this, take some nice pictures, Photoshop it, and make like a really cool wallpaper or something. Like, this just looks so cool. You know, I'm absolutely in love with this. You know, all my Colossals back here. Man, I just cannot get enough of this. Honestly, I think for me, collecting the Colossals, which is one of my main aims with the Jurassic Park line of toys that Mattel makes, you know, it's such a power statement, man. All these giant colossal beasts just on my shelf, hanging out with each other, jumping out, looking like they're ready to bite you. or you could just, casually feed something to one of them. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. Listen, if you're ever in the position where you love dinosaurs or you love the Jurassic Park franchise, I'd highly recommend at least getting one of them if you have the storage for it and the space for it. Maybe pick out which one either you like, have some kind of connection to. Maybe you like the World movies, so you're like, okay, we'll get him. Maybe you just like T-Rexes, so we'll get the T-Rex. Maybe you like Camp Cretaceous and you want Toro. Whatever really suits your need. And before you comment, yes, I do know that the Ford Explorer down here doesn't have the front part. That got lost a long time ago. This thing is old, okay? This is from the Kenner line. This is not Mattel. I know that Mattel did make one of the Ford Explorers in a set with a T-Rex. I was not able to get that, unfortunately. They sold like hotcakes. I will at some point, but, I'm okay with my Kenner one. I did actually recently get a replacement front for it. It doesn't have the bumper, though, unfortunately. Maybe I can 3D print one or something. But, yeah, this is just such a cool thing. And for the fact that I've wanted Toast for so long and now I have them, just makes me so happy, dude. Like, words cannot describe it, man. Seeing all these guys here is great, but now I have to go and track down the Giganotosaurus, the Colossal Blue, the giant mosasaur, the real feel one. I know technically the mosasaur isn't a part of this line, but having it put next to this big girl right here would be pretty cool. Out of scale, but who gives a shit, Dinosaurs are fucking awesome, man. That's one thing that no one can deny here. So that's all I gotta say for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.